In this video, we're going to talk about pipe labeling using SafetyPro Label Designer. This is a training video that's intended to help you understand how to make a basic pipe label with your SafetyPro Label printer. We've got other videos on getting started, training videos on SafetyPro Label Designer itself, barcode creation, quick print, facility wear, and other items such as loading your label printer. You should already be familiar with how to do all the basics with SafetyPro Label Designer before watching this video. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, for our example, let's go ahead and create a new label. Let's say that we're going to make a 2-inch pipe label, and we're going to start with a 10-inch label to begin with in landscape, and we're going to create it. All right, our biggest friend in making pipe labels is going to be the simple text. So let's insert a simple text object, and let's give it something to start with. All right, so let me show you some of the tricks of simple text. You're going to want to be good friends with that because it's going to make your life much easier. Let's go ahead and set our font first. Arial Black's real good for pipe labeling because it is very readable. It gives you thick, bold letters. When you're using stretchable, you're going to want to set your size to 6. That's because it's going to fit in the most situations without having stretching issues. So let's go ahead and set it to 6 and set it to stretchable. That's kind of all you need to know for that. That'll get you started. Once you have a field like that, you're ready to make a pipe label. Second thing you need to know is that when you stretch this out, if you leave these green dots within the boundaries of the label, you're probably not going to get the size of text that you want. Right there you can see that, well, that text doesn't really fill the label. A lot of people want text heights that are almost maximizing the label surface. So don't be afraid to stretch those green dots outside the label. Anything that's on the label will print. Outside it, obviously nothing happens, but it's not going to hurt anything. So let's start out by making our text real wide. We don't want it too close to that edge right there. So there you go. Simple as that. You've got a hot water pipe label, a very basic label. A few other things to understand with the stretchable text is that if I delete the text here, it's going to reset my stretching and my sizing. But if I type over it and put in new text, it will not. So let's go ahead and type in, rather than hot water, let's use cold water. You'll see that it'll automatically fit that into the same space, which is really nice if you're doing multiple labels that don't have the same number of characters, even like cooling water. Notice how that compressed the letters, but it's still fitting into our label size right here. Very useful for making multiple pipe labels. Okay, let's say we want to make this a little more complicated. We want cooling water, but we want a directional arrow. And let's say we don't really want to shrink our text any more than this. So we need to resize the label. We can do that from this icon right here, or you can go up to the File menu and do Change Label Setup. Let's go ahead and give ourselves a little more space. So rather than 10 inches, let's go to 14. And then let's just zoom out. We'll hit Fit Width there. And then let's go ahead and center that. Again, if you're not familiar with all these features, go ahead and watch the Getting Started video on SafetyPro Label Designer. It'll show you everything you need to know about what we just did. So let's just move this around a little bit. Okay, that looks more or less like what we want. And I want to add arrows on both sides to this. So I'm going to use the Insert Image tool. And in the symbol library that comes with the software, you've got an arrows folder. So let's go ahead and use this arrow 1 going to the left, and we're going to put it right here. Let's just go ahead and size it for our label. Now, right now I'm going to run into something that might not be what I want. The snap to grid and the resizing isn't getting me these to match exactly. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off snap to grid, and that'll just let me move that around more freely and resize it more freely until I feel like I got what I want. And yeah, now I'm going to go ahead and copy this one and paste it and put it on the other side. Obviously, you're going to want both of those facing the same direction because the water in this pipe moves in one direction only at a time. So there you go. You have a very basic pipe label with directional arrows that we made in a matter of minutes. And remember that you can change these very quickly as well, even if there's a difference in the number of characters. Of course, within reason. If you go from that many characters down to 3, that's not going to be what you want it to look like. But within reason, you can make one label template and just make changes to it very quickly and easily. And if I want to make these go the other direction, I'm going to go ahead and delete those actually and insert new ones. just like that. And let's say I made it like this, and I decided, you know, I only want one arrow on there. Once again, we can always change this label size, even after we've already started working on the label. So let's click this icon here. Now let's see if that fits well in a 12-inch label. Oh, there we go. And that's how easy it is to make pipe labels with SafetyPro Label Designer. If you have any more questions, make sure to watch our other videos or contact us at 877-762-9280. It's a toll-free number and tech support's always free. Thank you for choosing SafetyPro.